All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So this is the second half of today's viewer request videos. I'm gonna try to actually do five. Damn, I really should have put one more in the last one. But we're gonna look at GCT, MIMO, ENG, KWE, and YS. That's the goal for this one, all right? If it really goes too long, I'll figure something out. But yeah, again, look, I say it all the time. I appreciate you all so much, all right? And I think the viewer requests are like my loudest way of showing it, all right? You can say thank you in comments all the time, right? But actually, like, getting to pick the videos I make, I think, is a solid way of, at least me saying more than thanks, all right? So, I'll tell you, there are some interesting tickers across these ones. I don't think that they're all necessarily juicy setups, but I actually literally see why all of them are starting to come my way, which again, I like. It goes back to one of the more recent videos I made. Like, we're all going to get better here together. And that includes me. I'm telling you, I'm going to see stocks I wouldn't have found on my scanners. Like, I'm going to get better as you guys get better. And that's what that header means. As the tide rises, all the boats go up. And that basically means what was a stuck boat at one time, literally the water is just going to raise and you're just going to go right past whatever you used to get stuck with, right? So as we all get better, we all keep getting better. You know what I mean? So viewer request videos, that is what this is. I spent a little more time on that, but I think you can tell that was from the heart right there. So real quick though, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do. We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this thing with your friends, comment good or bad. If you disagree, I'm not here to hate with you, you know what I mean? But yeah, anything you can do really does help with the YouTube algorithms, all right? So let's get into it. And I covered this one not that long ago, and truth be told, I had my alert hit, I think, almost every single day after I covered this, but it was just never enough for me to buy it just yet, all right? I always say if you can break out of all these moving averages, you generally fly, all right? This, unfortunately, was a pump and dump, and really what sucked, like, if this happened a month ago, I think it would have been a very different chart. The fact that the 200 moving average just started to form is for sure stopping this run. All right. Just when it thought it was over all the moving averages, it actually wasn't. This bad boy just decided to come. And again, as I zoom out, right, the 100 just happens right here. And then if you count the next 100 candles, it'll be 98, 99. This is the 200th one right here. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a little like if this one took off, if this one took off, it would have continued and been game over. This one was like, finally, unfortunately, like I said, just the math wasn't there, right? It needed to happen earlier. So as much as I drew this line, look, I always put a little more weight on these moving averages unless we're over them, right? Then all we really have are my lines. But yeah, the money line is 726, all right? Needs to close over 726, and then, oh man, it could actually get really interesting. What is this right here? I'll draw that. I think that's well worth drawing. I'm surprised I didn't draw that last time. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Top of that guy right there. Look, I think this is the for real money line. I think for me, breaking this one is going to be my first peak of interest, all right? And look, I'll be honest, I don't necessarily know if the 200 is a little bit weaker because it's newer. End of the day, this is the hardest, the last one. Like, 200's no joke. And I don't think I care if it's new or like, 1,000 days in, right? The 200's the 200. So get over it. I'll be happy. Do it more than once. I'll start to be a believer. Break 786, things can get really interesting, okay? This is a good weekly, all right? I'm trying to do some quick, like, and I can't really do it that well, but look, this right here is the 20th day, the 20th week of trading, all right? This is 5, this is 10, this is 15, this is 20, this is 25. We're getting close to the 50 moving average, right? And again, kind of makes sense, right? If this 200 is starting to form, it's not going to be that long if the 50, right? Because it's generally a 5 to 1, right? Like 5 dailies equals 1 weekly, right? So I imagine we're getting close to the 50. And again, it goes back to this thing needs to take off now before the 50 forms. And shit, for all I know, it actually might happen on Monday, right? Because if Monday is the 50th weekly candle, that's where the red line will, and when I say that, I have no idea where, right? Like, but yeah, right? You get it, right? So this thing is actually on a hurry up kind of thing in my book. But 786, I think, is going to be the money line unless the 50 opens somewhere weird on the weekly, okay? And when I say weird, I guess I just mean higher. It doesn't necessarily mean weird. So MIMO. MIMO's an interesting looking stock here, okay? First off, this is a very, very common pump and dump thing, all right? Whenever I do my recent runners, I always say this, right? If your day before was at 1.3 million, and then all of a sudden you run volume to 125 million, are you going to drop back down all the way down here, or are you going to hold it, right? This volume dropped really, really, really drastically, but the candle doesn't. And that's a little intriguing to me, all right? What is this 20 moving average at? 20 moving average is at 27. It definitely looks like it's coming down. So like let's just kind of roughly say it'll be around 26 at the open of Monday. I think, look, I would say 28 is an interesting entry point. All right. The distance between now and 28 is definitely a good amount of percent, right? Because every 2 cents is basically 10%, and we're 6 cents away, right? So that's a 30-cent move if it even just gets to here. From that, breaking that and taking up red all the way to basically the 50 moving average, or this horizontal right here. There's some interesting things. Look, I don't know a lot about the news. One of the things I love about my people that comment, when I say my people, it's us, right? Like you guys all hopefully read them too. But there is some news tied to Dell. I don't know what's what. If you can add on to it, I would love to hear it. I'm not speaking to one person here, anyone, right? But Dell is a real company. Shit, I'll be honest with you. I don't have a Dell right now. I'm looking at a Lenovo. But, Dell, hey, all right, if you're going to partner with Dell and you're a 20-cent stock, yeah, maybe that'll make me believe you can raise a little bit from 20 cents, right? And again, raising a little bit from 20 cents is big percentages if it happens, right? So, again, I'm basically putting my line right there. I'm going to put something, basically right there, right? But more than anything, the 50 and the 20 are what I care about. The thing is, from there, right, you see it. There's just so much, it just basically might even run all, and again, don't have 80-cent dreams on a 20-cent stock, all right? That's 50-cent dreams on a 20-cent stock is already really, really nasty. Just as 22 to 28 as well, right? So very easily, I can see this dropping all the way to 19. If it loses 19, it will keep dropping. Like this thing looks like it was in all-time lows. Yeah, it was in all-time lows before, right? So getting over 36 cents for sure will not be easy, because you can see how long it's been under the weekly for sure. So 36 is going to be really hard, which actually makes it a little bit harder to get over this 50. So, yeah, interesting. Okay, cool. I like that. This one's interesting, but like I said, it wasn't that long ago. It was going deep into all-time lows, right? I know these look good. I actually really don't care about these right now. I think it's all about what moving averages confirm and hold, okay? So that is MIMO. ENG. All right, we're coming to ENG right here. Look, this is a low volume stock, all right? This is what I call a shady stock, right? I already know if you're in the 300Ks, this is what it's going to look like, you know what I mean? That said, the 8 and the 20 are still no joke when they're bad, and they're your best friends when they're good, right? And all this thing is actually doing is breaking the 8 moving average, bouncing on it as needed, bouncing on the 20 as needed, and just riding it up, breaking moving averages, right? And moving average theory is break the 8, go to the 20, break the 20, go to the 50, break the 50, go to the 100, break the 100, hopefully get your way up to the 200, right? And there's basically a plateau right at where the 100 is, give or take, right? Like this is the line. And yeah, if you break this line, man, there's a lot of reason to believe you'll maybe come to like 75. If not, yeah, right here basically, which is the 200. When I said right here, I was looking over here in all honesty. But yeah, it's I'm not in this. I again can't set an alert because I have too many. I got to clean up my alerts. But get over the 100 moving average, and yeah, this thing might literally just keep on climbing. All right. Obviously, you know, low volume things can get shady. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, you know, I'm not ignorant of that. However, the 8 and the 20. They're good little lines if you know what to do with them. You know what I mean? So where's the weekly at? Oh, weekly's at an interesting test. Weekly opens up here, tries to break the 20, right? You can see it right there. Opens at 0.57, but then drops all the way here. This 20 moving average is no joke on the weekly. All right, so what line is this? This is 57. I think that was our number right here, right? Was it not? 57, 58. Yeah, exactly. 59 is where I'd set my alert. I'd be really, really interested over 59 for sure. We've done 1, 2, 3. Let's look at KWE. All right, cool. Interesting. I paused momentarily. All right. Super shady volume. This is 60,000 shares. All right. It's going to be one of the ugliest, like, and it's actually not that, it looks the same as the other ones in all honesty, right? But at the end of the minute, there were only 200 shares, right? You can see the volume right there. I see it down here, right? But 200 shares on $3 is basically a $600 buy, made it that big of a fat hardcore candle. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of a shady stock. That said, sweet Jesus, this thing is close to all-time highs. MACD and RSI actually look good. Ah, damn. Am I going to set, oh man, we broke that. I would say, again, I can't set an alert because I'm full, all right? I would want to create what's going on? You see, too many. I would set an alert here. End of the day, look, all-time highs is the best stock you can be in, all right? And whoo, the 100 just formed. It's going to be a long time before we get the 200 on the daily. I would set my alert here, like I said, 336. I would get a penny over that. It would be a lot of reason to believe we would come to 3.6, and then for real, these are both low enough to maybe fly over that. KWE, oh man, again, super low volume, all right? Shady to say that this isn't even breaking 100,000 shares a day. That said, man, this is a chart, all right? So play this one with caution, and I say that normally on a stock that I'm very, very afraid of. This one, I am actually bullish, but this low volume is so shady that, like, I still have to tell you, play with caution. But, oof, this thing wants to go to all-time highs. This thing actually has a low enough RSI and a fresh enough MACD to maybe do it. All it actually really needs is to start breaking 100,000 volume. Woo! Oh man, damn. KWE, I did not expect, look, oh man, we are over the biggest weekly candle, all right? And actually, the biggest weekly candle is basically 50% candle of what this was on the weekly. There is nothing but red candle and blue sky. I know it's black, right? But sweet Lord, MACD looks like this is an interesting ticker. I'm gonna say that one more time. It's an interesting ticker. All right. Last but not least is YS. YS is close. All right, and I want to stress how this is what a few others look like. where it actually looks like you're going to break the 8 and the 20 and all of a sudden fly all the way up here, and then it just doesn't. All right, we're now kind of in a look, if this thing can break that, it would be really interesting. Obviously, if you can get over the 50 moving average at 150, I would be a little more optimistic. Right now, we're under all of these, all right? And I'm glad we saw Friday up. It's only a 3% like day, but that's a really important green candle, because otherwise it might have actually been worse than that, okay? It would be really bad. I don't even have to say it, I hope. But yeah, lose that line, you're going into all-time lows and falling deeper and deeper, right? Get over, really, I think it's this candle. Yeah, because that's also that one right there. I think it is this. I think it's that one. I'll draw that. I think that's an important candle to get over. I would have drawn it here, but I didn't for a reason. All right, I think this is quote unquote the safest. There's no such thing as safe in trading, you know that, but that's not a good RSI at all. Volume's actually pretty bad too. So I'm less confident on this one than the rest. That's for sure, right? And then really quickly looking at the weekly, not a fantastic weekly. I hear my wife coming in the door, so kind of wrapping it up. Okay, I gotta go. Hey, thank you, bye.